Whatever she said. I am Miss Queen Bean, Queen up in here, and this is.
I'm Olivia tonight.
Oh, she Livy tonight. Okay, well, Livia and Queen up in here tonight, and y'all, we come to y'all with love, seriously, with love and concern.
Lots of love.
Lots of love and concern. That's really it. We want to, first of all, I want to say thank y'all for viewing our other 2 videos. This is number, which episode is this?
This is number 3.
It's number 3, so
and
number
3 is my number.
Your lucky number. And
what's your lucky number?
4 is mine. So the
Okay.
next one, hey, it is going to be what it is. But, yeah, we've been getting some pretty good views. The second video, was it the second one we got all the feedback on?
Yes, we got
so
lot
much
of good
conversation.
stuff. And it was more like on the comments instead of just in our inboxes.
Right. So I think you letting people know, please comment instead of going directly to the DM, because it's like, that's a lot of stuff to
right
be
now, all you gotta do
responding
is
to.
hit subscribe and you have to like it. That's it.
Like and subscribe.
That's it. It doesn't cost you anything. It's just showing support for us.
But y'all, look, we up in here chilling tonight at my little Peace Palace, and I have Flower Power Bear. No, I got Flower Power Care Bear, and who you got?
Dare to Care.
Dare to Care Bear. So I guess Flower Power, I'm just a little spiritual child, and she cared a lot about a lot of stuff, y'all, that I just be like, crickets sometimes. But you know, hey, I love her and she loved me, and that's all that matters. So we're gonna get into this week's episode, and y'all, what we want to talk about, we mean business. We standing on business. You see, she got hers and I got mine.
10 toes deep.
Yes, because we need to inform and educate. Because y'all know that wartime is about women getting together, staying together, and being what? Women are being what? What are we now?
Resistant.
We are resistant. We are done being
resilient.
So it's not about us being combative or wanting to cause no problems or being chaotic or nothing. What it means is we are tired of just standing still and allowing things to happen regarding us and not even saying anything about it. It's just gone on long enough. So if y'all watch the other 2 podcasts, y'all know Sonya speaks very highly on Roe versus Wade.
Well, I like to call it reproductive rights because that's what it is. And you know my opinion, men need to step out and let the women have a conversation.
That's right.
And there needs to be no legislation over. We need the same body autonomy as men have.
Exactly. Nobody's telling men how to dress, what to put on, how to wear their hair. Like, it's just so much stuff that goes on when it comes to.
No one's telling certain men how to wear their hair.
Yeah, that's true. Certain ones. That's right. She's, she always gonna tap on that. But it is what it is. It's the truth. It's the truth. But anyway, so she's going to talk to y'all about, we are in the good old state of Georgia. We're in Georgia, y'all.
Yes.
So she's going to talk to you about
just the 6-week heartbeat bill that is the abortion law for Georgia right now. After 6 weeks, 5 to 6 weeks, if they hear a heartbeat, which many scientists say that sometimes they think it's more of a murmur than a heartbeat, which I don't know. I'm not. That's each his own what they think. Right. But a woman can't, even if she has lost the baby or if the baby can't survive, after 6 weeks, it's hard for a D&C. It's like kind of impossible, even at the health of the mother. And like when we say rape or incest, do you know rape and incest, they're saying that they have to have like a police report saying that they like that. I should say great, but like
taking advantage of. SA,
like they have to go and
you can say sexually assaulted.
Yeah,
SA.
It's all for educational purposes, and I just like it's so much that women, I feel like they cannot possibly know what the laws are in their states. And I will touch back on 1864 in Arizona. That's the law they want. They just want to be criminalized. There's a plan called Project 2025, the Agenda 47. All these things are out there for you to read about. But I'm not really good at explaining, because I'm not medical terminology, but I just think there's no way women can really believe that women are not struggling, that this law and this control is not harming them. And it's just...
So here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to educate y'all and give y'all definitions. Many times when we hear the word abortion, we think about someone that just decided they don't want this baby anymore for whatever reason, and they go to a clinic, or maybe they go to a bootleg abortionist in a basement or somewhere and hidden off, and they terminate the pregnancy. Some people do it early on. Some people, I've heard about horror stories where the babies were 6-7 months gestation and they still would go and get these things done. So that is what,
like a not legalized, not a safe environment.
Right,
just
that's
like,
an unsafe
and
environment
I can imagine
that I'm talking
that's
about.
happening.
But even if they go to a clinic that is safe and terminate the pregnancy, that is called a deliberate abortion. So I just want to make sure that we get terminology correct. A deliberate abortion. And where Sonya comes into play is that I didn't know that, whether it's deliberate or even if it's something that's medical, that's necessary, the abortion law still stands for that too. And that's where we have the issue. So if you have a mother that has a baby that has unalived in utero, and this baby stand inside this mother could set up what's called sepsis, which is a severe blood infection that has spread throughout her entire body, and it could unalive the mother. That the abortion laws also cover her, saying, no, you can't get that done.
And then the doctors, if they do it, and say somebody finds out,
they
could be sued and charged criminally.
They could be charged criminally, and they could lose their licenses. So you see why you have so many doctors that do not even want to do procedures such as what I'm about to talk about now, DNCs, dilation and curettage, which is going in and scraping the cervix and the uterus and all these things that house the baby or whatever. Sometimes fibroids, sometimes people have endometriosis, and they have to have this procedure done. If not, if a person is not pregnant, they could bleed to death. They could, they could hemorrhage. They could just be in so much pain that they become debilitated, can't walk. I've known women that they cannot even walk because of the pain of fibroids and endometriosis.
Well, it's neglect of health when you come down to it.
So now you got a physician that got the, like she said, that's a fine line to walk. Like, ethically, do I save this mother's life and do this procedure, or do I worry about if this bill that they passed is going to get me fined, maybe jail time, and lose my license? So I urge doctors, I hope some doctors are watching this, especially female doctors. Y'all got to hear what we're saying. You cannot think that these laws are only about deliberate abortions. So this abortion that I'm talking about now is called a procedure or necessary abortion, where, like I said, DNC, the baby may have unalived in utero, or the mama may be having conditions related to the pregnancy that she needs to abort this pregnancy, or else she's going to unalive. That's still no. And I say that because I'm going to talk to y'all about this lady here, and I really wish we could get in touch with this lady. But it was a lady in Tennessee back in 2023, right after all this stuff just became big, and she needed a procedure to save her life, and nobody wanted to do the procedure. And for almost, I want to say 3 months, she just had to go through being still. She couldn't move. She could hardly do anything, or she was going to leave this world. And she already had a husband and another child. So finally, this lady found someone to do the procedure. She actually was able to um, have her baby as well as the procedure, and now she's doing fine. But had this physician decided, like all the other physicians she had been going to, that they were not going to honor this, she would not be here. The baby would not be here. Daddy would be here taking care of the son by himself. So that is, I'm gonna look her up whenever Sonya starts talking, so that way I'll be able to.
And that's just one story. Like, you can literally look. It's numerous stories. A friend of mine who is on TikTok, her daughter was pregnant, and she's in North Dakota and went through the same thing. It's just so. And like I said last week, I think that I covered the 3 women in Texas that are not going back to Texas because they're going to be charged criminally for having an abortion. Which it was life-saving care for them. And in my opinion, it's nobody's business why a woman has an abortion or what she does with her body. It's literally my body, my choice. Which is so crazy when you had masks and people did not want to wear masks, but they want women to go through all of this and have their health care negotiated. Exactly. Or legal or legitimate, whatever you want to say. Like, I'm tired, but it just, I'm over it. Like, I don't get how women are not on the same page with this. And women's rights to me is the number one thing for women. Second, really the first thing in America, if I can tell anyone, is please, we need to make sure everybody that is eligible to vote, that are legal citizens, are being voted and their votes are counting.
And okay, y'all, I was gonna go look for this lady. This is not the lady that I'm thinking about, but this just blew me away. Another one. This is just on April the 4th, but this is awesome. The court is now going to hear arguments to throw out Tennessee abortion because Mrs. Allie Phillips, who was denied an abortion, is now running for office. And that's what we're talking about. Women are going to have to get in office in order for voices to be heard.
Well, the judge threw out Georgia's heartbeat bill, and then the Supreme Court of Georgia held it up. So now it's an appeal to go to the United States. But I mean, like, let's be honest. Right now, the Supreme Court of the United States is not friends to women. They're literally talking about doing away with birth control. And if you don't think that it's for controlling women, you're crazy. I mean, it's always about control. We told you this. I feel like this was all told in 2015, and we said what was going to happen. But here we are. But I want just us to come together and, like, we could really change the world if we just started listening to one another and conversating and talking to each other. I mean, our healthcare is very important. I'm a mother of daughters. And I would think every mother of a daughter would be worried. Like when my daughter was pregnant this last time, I was terrified of something happening the whole time she was pregnant. I literally prayed so hard that she had literally successful. Like because I knew, but young women don't know. Like they don't know. A lot of people don't know until they need it to happen. Until it happens to them, they don't understand. Exactly. Because a lot of people that Roe was for almost 50 years, Roe was law, and we took that for granted. We literally took Roe for granted.
So if y'all want to read about this lady's name is Miss Allie Phillips, and she is running for office in the state of Tennessee. The last abortion that I'm going to talk about is just a spontaneous abortion. It's spontaneous meaning it happens for no reason, meaning the elements within the uterus are expelled spontaneously. So that's what a spontaneous abortion is, and most of us call it a miscarriage. So that's how, not being educated, not knowing proper terminology or rules, regulation, laws, whatever have you, that's how you can get things misinterpreted by not having knowledge of the basis. So I think that if everyone knows the basis of what an abortion is and exactly what the abortion law entails, then and only then can we get a better understanding of what needs to be done next. And like we said, it's going to take a woman. It's going to take women. Women are going to have to get into office and start passing laws concerning women's rights, women's health, and women in general.
And when women run for office, we need to support them. Period.
Yeah,
Like,
that's it.
I like, it takes a lot of nerve for somebody to run for office. Like, it's something I know I could never do. I can barely talk straight. I get passionate and I get tongue tied. I just don't have the mentality for it. But I support any woman that has a passion that is fighting for our rights. Like Marjorie Taylor Greene, though, negative. I just be praying that one day she sees the light. But Lauren Boebert's must be. We got a hot mess going on in America, and we have to pay attention. And we don't have to discredit women just because we don't always agree with everything they say. Things we have a problem with that. But now when they always talking a lot of ignorance and never make no sense, and they have conspiracy theories, that's when it gets scary. And that's what has caused all this. Like, this is all starting when Trump was running for president. Like, they've always been trying to get Roe overturned. They've always, like, you know, since it happened. But the majority of the country is in support of Roe. But he went and he told a story of a woman that had an abortion at 8 or 9. I could not find the story, and I looked, and to find out that women, they would have to deliver the baby in like 8, 9 months, it would automatically be a delivery. They would not do an abortion. They would literally do a delivery. Anything after, I think, 24 weeks, they say they usually try to get the woman to deliver the baby because it's easier than the other. Mm-hmm. And I think it's anywhere after, I think it's after the 14 weeks to that 20 weeks is when they may have to do it procedurally, my best understanding. But any other time, it's like the abortion pill.
Right.
And when you go have an abortion, because I have had an abortion, and that was when I was 16, I had to go one day for counseling, and they talk to you, and and then you have to, they wait 24 hours, and you come back. Mm-hmm. And that's in Georgia. I had to go to Atlanta, because I was from Middle Georgia. It was the closest place. Right. And you have to get an appointment. But, like, as soon as I found out, I knew. Like, I knew. But it's still, like, it's still, like, my friend asked me, did I regret it? I mean, like, in my mind, I tell myself the reason I don't have no sons is because I had an abortion. But that's just that indoctrination of the church. But I know the place I was at and with the person I was pregnant by, I know that I probably wouldn't be living now, or he may not be living now. We was like, whatever you call, we was very toxic together, and a baby did not need to come into that relationship. And when I got pregnant the second time with my daughter, I had her because, I mean, there's a mistake. We all make mistakes, and a woman should not have to give up her whole life because she had made a mistake. But, like, Danielle was with my best friend. Like, it was right. It was a good man. I mean, we was young, but he was still, he didn't hurt me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I remember, and I don't know if my friend LaRonda is watching, but it's because of her and her mama truly that my oldest son is here, and my aunt, because my dad was going to go through with it. I was 14 years old, and I stayed with my dad, and it was because he was young himself. Like, my dad was only 18 years old when I was born, so, like, you do the math. Like, he's like, I got a 14-year-old now. Yeah. She's going to have a baby, and oh, my God, I don't know what to do. So he's a bachelor, so we're supposed to be going to get this done, and I'll never forget the day that I was supposed to get it done. She was my best friend at the time, and her mama did not believe in it. And I don't know what took so long, if her mama was trying to decide if she was going to let her go with me or what. But at the last minute, her mama then was like, no, she can't go. So I'm like, she can't go. I don't want to go by myself. Like, I'm scared now. And then my aunt, who had also gone through an abortion whenever she was a young girl back in the 70s. So you know what it was back then. Very horrible experience hearing my aunt talk about it.
It was very unsafe too.
Yeah,
and it was
very
unsafe.
It was
like,
very
it's
unsafe.
a very safe procedure now. Like,
yeah.
We was told horror stories, but those horror stories were from not safe places.
Right. Yes, Lord have mercy. But she was telling me about, her situation, and she did not want, and I think she was thinking that it was going to be that way for me. But what my aunt told me is that she did not want me to go through life regretting it. She didn't want me to go through life wondering,
and I have
or thinking, or
times.
she would tell me, like, the whenever her baby was due, his birthday, he's this many years old, and this and this, and I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. Like, so she said, if you don't want to do it, I'll help you take care of this baby. So it was like, okay. So the day that I was supposed to go, I didn't go, of course, and it was, by the time we were to reschedule another one, it was too late. I was too far along.
Yeah.
So my 31-year-old just celebrated a birthday the other day, and he's here today because people loved me and thought that they wanted something different for me. But I can't truly say that that's something that I wanted at the time. I was afraid, and I had heard such horror. I'm talking about horror.
Luckily, my
stories.
mom went with me. Like, I had a friend that went with me, and the father of the baby went with me. I had a support system that was a plus. But like my mom did not want it. Like, it was very much everyone. Like, I recently just told my story because I knew how many people. But it was very common. Like, I knew a lot of women that had abortions. So now that are not pro-abortion. But my mom was a blessing. Like, she wanted the baby. You know what I'm saying? And I had regrets. But I come to deal with that. Like, when I say that God set me down and told me I'm exactly who He created me to be. Like, everything that I've been through in my life was to be at this moment. And I really feel like it's reaching women and us being there.
Yes.
And I know people that would adopt children. So I always be like, I know somebody wants to adopt. I'm always 100% supportive. And I have had several young girls that have come to me, and most of them end up giving up for adoption. They keep the baby. But I always tell them I'm going to love them and support them no matter what.
Right.
Like, it's their choice at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, that's
and
it.
And several of them set up adoptions, and it makes me feel good. But it's always, I just don't know. I don't want it to be a sin if I'm doing this, and other things put on them. So I love you. I support you. Do what you need to do. I'm a safe space for everyone, because in the end, God's gonna love you. And one sin is great as all sins. And I don't know. I know that in the Bible, there's a recipe for how a husband, that if he thought his wife had adultery, that had an affair, that she could take this concoction and it would make her abort the baby. But that's okay. And then there's another instance. Like, it's not about the life of a woman. If a man kills a woman, it's like a death. But if he gets a crime or gets punishment if he kills an unborn fetus. But then everybody's like, well, what about America? If I kill a woman and kill her baby, it's 2 life sentences. That's true. I mean, it's just, but we have so many laws that should not be on the books anyway. Just like the IVF, they want to charge. The reason they done the IVF is because there was someone, I think a nurse or someone, got into the samples and they dropped a bunch of them, which is expensive, and it was an accident. It was horrible because that's some people's babies, but it's those people's business. It's not America's business. What someone having a child or not having a child is a personal decision. Period.
Girl. So y'all, I was telling y'all about this other lady. If y'all want to read about this other lady in Tennessee, her name is Mayron, Mayron Hollis. So pretty much she was pregnant and she needed an abortion procedure done to save her life. The doctor told her she needed the procedure, but because of the Roe versus Wade being overturned and the ban in Tennessee against abortion, she could not have it done. So she pretty much had to just thug it out, just stick out this pain and whatever else she was going through until she was able to get a hysterectomy. She was far enough along where she was able to deliver the baby, and the baby was at a safe birth weight and gestational age, and she was able to get this life-saving total hysterectomy afterwards. So
we was not here 2 years ago.
Right.
We wasn't here until Roe was overturned. That's what people don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, these stories are so common, but we told them we was gonna have stories like this, and it's gonna only get worse. Like, it's just like gun violence. I mean, it's just when we don't care, when we ignore things, the world still keeps happening. Our little world might be okay, but it will touch us. And when it touches us, it's devastating.
Yeah. So y'all, we really just wanted this to be an informative and an educational podcast. Our last two, we had some funny hee hee ha ha here and there. We was acting silly, cutting up. But y'all, this is serious. For any men that are going to suit up and get in line and see eye to eye with us and stand unified with us, I want y'all to think about, what if this is your daughter? What if this is your wife? That these things are occurring with.
What if
that's
it's your mistress? I'm serious. Because you know what the first option will be.
This girl said, what if it's your mistress? That is.
What? I'm talking about the truth.
So, sir, what if it was your mistress?
Exactly.
You know what she said. You know what your first option gonna be, because we're not finna hide this baby for no 18 years. So you need to go on. Here go this.
Did y'all not read Britney Spears' book? She didn't want one, but Justin Timberlake encouraged it upon her, and it was what she thought was right to do. That was her decision and her choice. And then he went and got another girl, allegedly, like right after he done that to her. It's just men.
Well,
have no responsibility.
Yeah, he didn't want to have a baby by her, and that was just it. And that's bottom line. And so, but seriously, man, like I see the good in it, everyone. So what if it was your daughter and your sister, your cousin, your best friend, your wife? She said, what if it was your mistress? And that's real. Because for real, you go, baby, can't get rid of it no more. Now what? So now you finna have to take
like
her.
My ex-husband did. He was going to tell me that he had a one-night stand and got this girl pregnant. But when you left, I locked them doors the next day. Had his best friend come change the keys.
Well, the thing is,
that was a hot mess. On my part.
They might lie. They're gonna have to lie their way out of it, but that sneaking and trying to go and find somebody to do it down on the down low and all this stuff, you know what I'm saying? F around and get yourself in more trouble than you thought you would be with your wife. So,
but statistically, most women don't even realize it until they're like 6 to 8, like up to 12 weeks. Some women don't, because they'll still spot in the first month or two. Like they don't know.
Girl, I was 20 weeks pregnant when I found out about Savion. 5 months. I have to show y'all that boy ultrasound. He's standing there tap dancing, which is why I named him Savion. After Savion Glover, the famous tap dancer, the man that choreographed Happy Feet, and the guy with the long dreadlocks on Sesame Street, that's Savion Glover. And that's who my son is named after. Yeah, I was at work working, and I'm like, I can't be pregnant. And one of my friends that was a doctor was like, let's go down here and get this ultrasound. And honey, baby child, I saw that baby. I'm talking his feet are like, he was like getting. I said, that's a grown ass baby. He said, girl, based on these measurements, you about 20 weeks. I'm like, what the? This baby finna be born in a couple of months. Like, and when I told my husband, oh my God, he fainted. It was crazy. Like, oh. Like, oh my God.
Had 3.
Yeah, he was like, I said, did I tell you he slid down the bedroom wall so smooth? Did I tell you what is wrong with you? Girl, what we gonna do with another baby? Lord, and then what was crazy, now let me tell y'all this story. They did urge me to abort Savion. And it's because they told me that my baby was going to be born with Down syndrome. And they tried to make me believe that.
Well, you know that's been found out that test ain't always
that alpha-fetoprotein test, it's not 100%.
Yeah.
It can't be. Because I'm telling you, up until my baby was 8 months, Dr. Walker called us he was a perinatologist, and he brought us into that office, and he said, what are y'all going to do? And I'll never forget, Dante said, we're going to love him. We're going to love this baby just like... They are. But he was like, we're going to... And so we couldn't understand. The thing is that they said his body measurements were tiny. But you know what I found out, y'all? They was comparing his body measurements to my other children. Not to whatever the hell the Down syndrome criteria is. I don't even get me,
whatever,
don't get me started.
Yeah.
I just know about the chromosomes. That's all I know. If they have one less chromosome, it is what it is. That's all I know. So, but whenever in the ultrasound, the baby's bones or their limbs, let me put there, are shorter. Their head is smaller. So pretty much my other kids have some big ass heads. And Xavier, I'm telling you, that's why I put him on the front of my book cover. He's on one of my book covers, the most beautiful baby. Little round, little old head, just the sweetest little thing. And I never forget when he popped out, I said, oh, I didn't want to look at him. Because I'm like, we got all his toes. I say like, yeah. I'm like, he got his fingers. He's like, yeah. And I'm like, what he look like? He said, girl, would you just look at him? I said, just look at him. He did. He said, he's perfect. Just look at him. So I do this right here. And I said, oh, he looked like a little doodle bug. If there is such thing. I didn't know what a doodle bug was. So that's his nickname, doodle bug. And then when he was about 3 years old, he come bringing the laptop to me. Mad as hell. Am I ugly? And I'm like, no. Why? Am I ugly? Girl, he done found a doodle bug. Sonya, do you want to see what a doodle bug is?
Like a caterpillar, right?
No, ma'am. Do y'all remember the bug, the stink bug? We call it a stink bug. They look like a piece of
It's
bark
a cute
off
name,
of the
though,
tree.
right?
Yeah, it's a cute name, but the ugliest bug in the world.
I don't think a doodle bug would be like a
cute little bug.
a caterpillar.
Yes, thank you. A cute little roly-poly or something?
Yeah.
No, ma'am. But anyway, y'all, see there we go with this foolishness. But y'all, we are mothers. We are women first. We are mothers. We are lovers. We are nurturers. We are givers. And we just want all women to be treated with respect, dignity, and not be made a mockery of by these men in the world. Because so many times we have men that, there he is right there.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Oh my God. Girl, that's exactly what he brought to me. Girl, this is the same picture. I bet you this picture was from 1999. This is the exact picture. And he brings this to me and I'm like, what the heck? Nah, that's 2024. But
it looks like a tick.
Girl,
I did not know. I thought that was a cute little bug.
No, man, make my flesh crawl. So that's him. So anyway, y'all, we love y'all. We do, and we just appreciate y'all. And if y'all got anything y'all want us to talk about, any topics, any
put it in the comments.
Yeah,
anything, any
come
subjects. Like, we really have like crazy subjects. Like
any subject matter. It's not really about women's subjects, but we are two women talking. So you just know that whatever y'all want us to talk about, it's gonna be from women's point of view. We're gonna throw some women up in the mix.
We gotta understand something.
No,
I just want to reiterate, like, there's facts, and then there's the opinions and perspectives over those facts. That's it. Like, when something happens, this is what happens.
She always states and posts facts.
That's because the I'm sorry. Alternative facts has got us where we're at right now in America. And listen, I get it. I know that a lot of people don't feel the same way I do. Listen, if you're a Republican woman and you don't want to vote for Trump, or for Biden, okay, what you gonna do? Because we have a problem in America with them taking our rights.
Vote for Trump.
Well, they have a voice. They have Facebook. They have social media.
Like, or they could vote independent.
But I'm saying, if they really care, they could be talking about it like we're talking about it.
Yeah.
That's all. It will not hurt someone to share a meme that, hey, we need to have reproductive rights on the ballot. And marijuana, if you're working at it, that's what I want there.
Cause we can, cause I can, cause she can show her body if she wanted to, cause she's a woman. I'm showing a whole lot of my body, but I did decide to cover up because I don't want to hear nothing about nobody. My fat should not offend you. anybody else. But it seems to, you need to cover that up. I was on live last night. This man trying to tell me what I need to do as if he was my daddy or my man or Jesus, whatever.
You know that saying, don't you? If you ain't me
or financing me,
you don't matter.
It don't matter. You hear? If you ain't fucking her, I can say it. If you aren't fucking me or financing me, then you don't matter. Like, stop talking to me.
Exactly.
Period. And you might be doing those two, and I still don't want you to talk to me. No.
Maybe a little bit that way. Well, goodbye, everyone.
Bye, y'all. We love y'all.